Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, your eyes wide open, but your body is completely frozen? You try to scream, but not a single sound comes out. You try to move, to just wiggle a finger, but you're locked in place. And then, just when you think it can't possibly get any worse, you feel it. A presence in the room with you, something watching you from the shadows. And sometimes, it's sitting right on your chest. This is sleep paralysis, and it's one of the most terrifying experiences a person can have. For centuries, people all over the world have described this exact same chilling event. It doesn't matter where they live, what language they speak, or what era they're from ancient civilizations to modern day. Scientific studies, the same stories surface again and again. A dark figure lurking in the corner, a crushing weight on the chest, and the horrifying, absolute certainty that you are not alone. Imagine it. You open your eyes in the dead of night. At first, you think it's just a bad dream, but then you notice the details. The room is real. The moonlight filtering through your window is real. The shadows are real. And there's something standing at the foot of your bed. It doesn't speak. It doesn't move. It just watches you, motionless. Many people who experience this describe it as a tall, featureless shadow figure. Others say it has glowing red eyes, and some claim it slowly begins to walk towards them as they lie there, completely helpless. You try to scream for help, but your vocal cords are paralyzed. Your mind is racing, but your body is still in the grip of sleep. This is because your mind has woken up, but your muscles haven't. You're trapped in the state between dreaming and waking. This stage of sleep is called REM sleep, or rapid eye movement. During REM, your brain paralyzes your voluntary muscles to stop you from physically acting out your dreams. Think about it, it's a safety mechanism. You wouldn't want to start running around your room just because you're dreaming of a marathon. But sometimes, something goes wrong. Your brain wakes up too early, but the paralysis signal hasn't been turned off yet. You become aware of your surroundings, but your body is still frozen in place. And this is where it gets truly bizarre. Your brain, stuck in this limbo between dream and reality, starts to create hallucinations. It fills the silence with the sound of footsteps. It populates the shadows with dark figures. It takes your primal fear and transforms it into a physical presence. In ancient times, people had no scientific explanation for this, so they came up with their own. They believed these terrifying episodes were caused by demons or evil spirits. The ancient Greeks called it Ephiasis, which translates to the one who leaps upon. In medieval Europe, the entity was known as the night hag, a demonic crone who would sit on people's chests at night to steal their breath. In Japan, it's called kanashibari, which literally means to be bound or fastened down with metal. In Brazil, the legend of the pisadeira describes a ghostly woman with long fingernails who walks on the rooftops at night and tramples on the chests of those who sleep on a full stomach. Different names, different cultures, but one terrifying shared experience. A malevolent creature sitting on your chest, trying to suffocate you. One of the most common and unnerving visions reported during sleep paralysis is the shadow man or shadow people. People from all walks of life, with no connection to each other, describe a remarkably similar entity. He is often described as a tall, slender figure, sometimes wearing a hat, lurking in the doorway or sitting on the edge of the bed. Some say he leans in close, as if to inspect them. Others claim he whispers their name in a raspy voice. What makes this phenomenon so profoundly creepy is the sheer consistency of the descriptions. We're not just talking about seeing a vague, dark shape. Thousands of people describe a shadow with a distinct form, a shadow that seems to have intent, a shadow that feels aware of their terror. Modern science, of course, has a more grounded explanation. Neurologists argue that the shadow figure is simply the brain's attempt to personify the feeling of fear and helplessness. The part of your brain responsible for creating your sense of self, your body, SMAP and space scan, get confused during sleep. Paralysis. Paralysis. It detects a presence but doesn't recognize it as part of your own body, so it projects it outward as a separate, external figure. The feeling of pressure on the chest is explained as a combination of the normal paralysis of breathing muscles during REM sleep and the panic that sets in when you realize you can't move. But for those who have experienced it, A purely scientific explanation often feels incomplete. They insist it feels too real to be dismissed as a simple hallucination. They feel the weight. They hear the breathing. They sense the malevolent presence in the room. And when the paralysis finally breaks and they can move again, they are left with a lingering, profound question. Was it all just a dream, or was it something else? For some people, sleep paralysis is a rare, one-time event. But for others, it's a chronic condition they suffer from repeatedly for weeks, months, or even years. These individuals can develop a deep-seated fear of sleeping. They become afraid to close their eyes at night. They know that the moment they drift off and wake up in that frozen state, the nightmare will return. And their fear isn't just about not being able to move. They're afraid of what they might see standing in the darkness. This raises a truly terrifying question. If thousands of people across the globe, throughout history, all see the same dark figure during sleep paralysis, is it really just the brain playing tricks on itself? Is it just a coincidence of our shared neurobiology, or are we, in that vulnerable state, witnessing the same entity? An entity that only appears when you are trapped in that terrifying space between sleep and waking. The moment when you can't move, can't scream, and can't escape. Maybe it is just a glitch in the brain's wiring, a fascinating but harmless neurological quirk. Or maybe, just maybe, for those few horrifying seconds, the veil between our world and something much, much darker becomes thin enough for something to cross over and pay us a visit. The most terrifying part. The next time you wake up in the middle of the night and find that you can't move, you might not be alone. Thanks for watching.